Hi, I'm Priyadarshini Rao.
I'm Jaideep Shetty, and together we run two labels in our company. One of them is the designer label Priyadarshini Rao. The other one is Mineral, which is a high street elevated casual brand.
Okay. Do you recognize these brands, these people? I'm sure all of us in this room do. We want to be like them, we want to act like them, we want to do the kind of fashion that they make, and we want to be rich like them.
Well, everyone can't be Zara, everyone can't be Uniqlo, everyone can't be H&M. And I think the problem is all of us have used these as reference brands onto which we want to grow. We believe there are lots of smaller brands, maybe smaller in size, but brands with a lot of soul, and they are as prestigious, they have the same cachet, and I think most importantly, they have a lot of soul. And these are the brands that we look up at. You know, sometimes we wonder because there's always this huge pressure about wanting to be large, wanting to be a large-scale brand. And at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, one has to think of what is it that you want to do, yeah? Do you want to do something because everybody else sees value in it, or is it something that you believe in? So we have a few pieces of advice, in our humble opinion, for fashion professionals, and we will share them with you. Fashion, you know, we don't see it as a left-brain business. People look at fashion as well, styles, assortments, a range created, and then a collection, and then this huge ERP in the sky, which is all going to stitch it up all together, and then we start running analytics, and this is how our business will grow. And I think this is exactly what's wrong with fashion in a lot of places, you know, because today I think fashion is about creating an identity, creating a concept, building a store around that concept, and communicating that identity to the customer. And that's why we believe fashion is really a right-brain business.
Yeah. Fashion actually is pretty much like the movie business, we believe. You know, Fridays are Judgment Day, and Mondays are when the dashboard actually shows you the numbers. So really, what is it that we can do to create that kind of the ideal business? Other than concept, there is also the execution that is so important. You know, logistics, production, things that I'm learning on, you know, on a daily basis every day being a designer. I realize that the execution is almost as important as the concept, if not more.
I think everyone shares successes, but I think earlier presentations also said there are lots of failures, and I think with every success come a lot of string of failures which should not dishearten you. The cheese is constantly moving, and if you're not moving along with that cheese, then you're going to go hungry.
You know, as we were growing our businesses, well, I can say two businesses in my case, but as we grew our business, we found a lot of people who were willing to give us free advice. And the one thing that we have learned is that free advice really is not what cuts it. You need to take advice from those who have skin in the game, and your game, not theirs.
For every successful retail chain globally started with one prototype and then they replicated it. You cannot start a business saying suddenly we're going to make this successful chain. And I think emotional belief and believing in your brand is very important. As important is to make sure that your employees believe it, and further on your customers believe it, your shareholder believes it. And that is something that Zara, H&M, and Uniqlo have done wonderfully.
Okay, this is where you know, we realized that for many years, Bollywood would decide the kind of fashion that we all wore. But today, that has changed a great deal. You know, we have a teenager and we see that things like videos, music videos, social content, peer group, these are the kind of things that decide the fashion of today. And hence, it's important for every brand to get fresher and edgier with every season.
You know, people and investors, when we were struggling entrepreneurs, we also had to do the rounds of VCs and PEs. And we spent a lot of time, you know, unnecessarily filling up Excel sheets. And they would say, where is your IRR? Show me the IRR. You know, and we spent all our time doing this with VCs and PEs. And these funds used to say, you know, this plan looks great, but boss, isme thoda online bhi karo because, you know, we will fund it then, you know. This concept is great. And I think we spent a lot of time, you know, taking advice from people until, of course, we had a retailer who invested in our business. And I think when we actually got an investor into the business, The investor bought into the story and not into the statistics. You know, I think that is something we need to understand, that finally what sells in fashion is the concept. Yeah, Excel sheets all of us can do.
Peter Drucker has said this very clearly, that profit cannot be the purpose of your business. It can be a means for you to stay within the business. But the purpose of your business should be to make your customer happy and to give him everything that satisfies him much better than anybody else.
You know, we're becoming a planet of aesthetes, and I think people want to look good. Everybody's aware of image, and design plays a very crucial role. And I think a fashion company that does really well is someone that respects design. We also think we have this problem of associating leadership with size. You know, leadership is not size, because if leadership was size, then Rohit Shetty is the best filmmaker in India today, you know? And I think we need to start separating what is leadership and what do we want to do. Is this something that we are going to be proud of? Is this something that will bring the customer back? Making it large, dumping it on a product, and then replicating it and making it cheap is the easiest thing to do.
We're very lucky that we have talented people who believe in us. They're there not for the size of their of what they make alone, but they're there because they share the dream. They share the dream that, you know, mineral is what the future of fashion is going to be.
The future is going to be decided by heretics and not by prophets. That's all I would say here.
So watch more movies, eat out, breathe the air, swim in the sea, and that's where you'll get your inspiration. Thank you.